my friends. Welcome to Kids for Christ, and hope you kids are having a wonderful day. On today's cartoon, we are going to be learning about David versus Goliath. And I'll tell you what a story it is about how David, who was just a little guy, defeats Goliath, who was this humongous guy, like huge. But I hope you enjoy the cartoon, and we'll be right back.
It's time for a Bible story. Our story begins a long time ago in the land of Israel. There was a man named Jesse, and Jesse lived in the town of Bethlehem. Jesse had 8 sons. The youngest was named David. David's job was to watch his father's sheep, and boy were they smelly. David's 7 older brothers were far away in the battlefield, but David was back home in Bethlehem, watching the smelly sheep. His job could get boring, so while he was hanging out in the fields, he taught himself to think about God's Word. He spent sunup to sundown memorizing parts of the Bible. He even wrote songs on his harp about God. David was good at his job. One day, a lion tried to eat one of his lambs, but David totally killed that lion. Another time, a bear attacked, and David killed it too. Now, while this was going on, David's brothers were being attacked by some wicked people. Giant people. No, seriously, they were giants. Leading them was a huge jerk named Goliath. The very sight of him struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. Goliath shouted with his deep, booming voice for Israel to send their strongest warrior to fight him. The fight would be to the death. But nobody in the army of Israel would accept the challenge, not even the king. One day, bringing food to his brothers, David saw the giant Goliath and saw that his brothers were afraid. David said, "I killed a lion and a bear, and this giant who doesn't have a covenant with God will be just like one of them, because he has cursed the armies of the living God." David went and chose 5 smooth stones from a brook. With his sling in hand, David made his way to fight the giant. Goliath laughed. "You send a boy? I will feed your body to the birds of the air and the wild animals." David boldly answered back, "I come to you in the name of the Lord, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have cursed. Today I will give the bodies of your whole army to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." And that's exactly what David did. David ran at the giant and sent a stone through the air, striking Goliath and sinking into his forehead. The giant fell to the ground. Then, David cut off his head. When the giant's army saw what happened to their leader, they all ran away like tiny little girls. That day, the boy David stood in victory over Goliath. The end.
What an interesting story. And did you see how David conquered over Goliath? And that's the same thing for us. With no matter what's going on in your life, because we all face giants. We all face obstacles. But if we put our faith and our hope in God, He will get us through anything, no matter what it is, no matter how great or small it is. So put your faith in God, kids, and you can overcome anything, just like David did when he defeated Goliath. Until next time, kids, may God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye.